And as I'm cleaning, I would ask the question, why do we even bother to clean headstones? What does it matter?
Hello, my name is Travis Boley. I'm with the Oregon-California Trails Association, and today we're coming to you from the Lewis-Gregg Cemetery, just outside of Independence, Missouri. This cemetery got its start in 1826. The first burial here was Nathaniel Lewis. He died in July of 1826, a full 5 months before Jackson County, Missouri was formed. It's worth mentioning that Nathaniel is one of 13 Revolutionary War soldiers buried here in Jackson County. He's the first one buried in Jackson County. This cemetery, established upon his death in 1826. One of the other things we're going to talk about is cemetery restoration. In late October of 2025, we met with a man named Kurt Jordan. He's known as the KC Cemetery Man, and he goes around and trains people how to restore and repair pioneer cemeteries.
This is just water. And I did a demonstration at the Elmwood Cemetery on Truman Roads, and I said, this is water. And a young lady said, is it hose water? And I said, it is hose water. It's the best water to use. We never use metal. A metal putty knife, always flexible, plastic. And this is water. This is a plastic putty knife and water, and it's coming off already.
Kurt Jordan had presented to the Independence Rotary Club in the summer of 2025, and he came in and he talked about his work. He had originally did a favor for his father up north of St. Joseph, Missouri, which is where he's from, near a little town called Amazonia. His father said he had an ancestor buried there and he really wanted to reset the stone and repair the stone. Kurt took it upon himself to repair it. And then he said he looked around and saw about 60 other graves in a similar state of disrepair. So he took it upon himself to not only restore all of those graves, but also to interpret who was buried there.
Now you can get as crazy as you want doing this process, even without any cleaner. And you'll see you've got the engraving and everything here. Sometimes I'll take wooden chopsticks and I can get into lettering. And again, that's soft, it's not metal, and it really cleans it out. But it's not necessary, but it kind of accelerates the process a little bit. And as I'm cleaning, I would ask the question, why do we even bother to clean headstones? What does it matter? It's more difficult, sometimes impossible to read, and also over time, the lichens and antimicrobial growth will get down into the stone. It will actually break down the marble over time. So there's really two benefits to cleaning these things. We never use products that you find under your sink for cleaning headstones. We don't use Comet, we don't use soft scrub, we do not use bleach. It will turn a stone white. Yes, it will. It will also destroy the stone. So we never use bleach, we never use muriatic acid, we never use any of those caustic and harsh chemicals. And the cleaner I use two different ones, one called D2 and one called Endurance. They're virtually the same chemically. They're both incredibly safe. They are designed specifically for cleaning gravestones and monuments. They're approved by the National Park Service. They're used at Arlington. They're used at Fort Leavenworth. And they're really the gold standard for cleaning monuments. These are called Tampico brushes. They are made specifically for cleaning headstones and monuments. They're made from agave and cactus. Tampico brushes, longer fibers, it's softer. This kind of gets in a little bit better, but either one work fine. I prefer these. Some people use nylon brushes. I don't. I think they're too coarse and abrasive on the stone. So I always use these, and again, I buy them from Atlas Preservation.
Jackson County, Missouri has 400 pioneer cemeteries just like this, filled with some of the earliest residents of the area, many of whom were involved in the Santa Fe Trail trade or the California and Oregon Trail, fur trade, a lot of those early things you would expect to see along the Missouri River here in the western part of Missouri.
The first time I cleaned a stone, it was initially a white stone, and I sprayed the D2 cleaner on it, and I mean, it turned copper color. And I'm thinking, uh-oh, this is really, really, really not good. So I did a little bit of research, and over time, it dissipates and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to. It's eating into that biological growth. And these stones, like I said, today they're not going to be perfect even after we're cleaning them, but probably in about 30 to 60 days, there's going to be a pretty significant improvement. And especially during the summer months when you get a lot of sunshine and rain hits it.
This cemetery continued to be used until 1959. The last documented burial in here is of a woman named Emma Jane Huntsucker Bridges. The Bridges family had married into the Lewis family. Take this video, learn from it, go out to your own local pioneer cemeteries. See if you can help clean, restore, repair these stones, because if you don't do it, no one else will. Part of this video is really dedicated to what Kurt Jordan taught us, so pay careful attention to that. Pay really careful attention to the types of cleaning agents that you use. Don't use bleach, don't use vinegar, use the things that he talks about. Use the techniques that he teaches, use the techniques to repair stones. It's very critical that you do this in the correct way, because you could do way more damage than good. We are a nonprofit. We do survive on membership. Please subscribe, like, and follow this channel, share this video, and go to octa-trails.org to learn how to become a member today to support and sustain historic trail preservation in the United States.
Do like a social media post on cleaning headstones, and someone will always jump in and say, tell me you're not cleaning a headstone with a wire brush.
Because it looks like it.
It looks like it, and I say, no, but thank you for asking. Here's a photograph of a Tampico brush from a catalog. This is what we're using. Oh, I'm sorry.